Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Nemesis Gaming League, where the grind continues. We are back for yet another match here in the postseason, Season 10. We're going to the Challenger League. We've got the #1 seed, the Gryphons, going up against Flame, the #8 seed, coming through that play-in tournament and securing this spot in this tournament. Your boy Psychonautic in the booth, ready to bring this action straight to your household, in your ears and eyeballs. And I am joined by Malo. How you doing, man?
Oh, I'm doing great, man. Just a fantastic night of Rocket League so far. We got another one here coming up. It's going to be hot with the Flames playing the Gryphons. Can they bring them down? Can they give them a fight? We'll have to see. I can't wait.
Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen here, to be honest. I'm fully expecting the #1 seed to just sort of crush the #8 seed. We'll have to see. You know, Nemesis has seen a couple of dark horse tournaments before where you have a 10th seed team come all the way through the play-ins, make it all the way through the playoffs, take the chip home. You know, is Flame going to be able to do that? I don't know. What do you think, Malo? Let's get that caster prediction as we load these guys up onto the pitch.
Man, looking at these rosters, I think the Gryphons are going to be too much, but we'll have to see what the Flame is able to do. Right now, I would kind of have to lean towards the Gryphons.
I don't blame you there, but I will say, Flame's got that smooth brain buff. We'll have to see if it plays off for him. Arguably one of the best GMs. I've never been able to be under him, but I've heard a lot of great things from numerous people about having Smooth as your GM, and he's made some pretty good results as a GM as well, I have to say. But will Flame be able to do it here tonight? The first 30 seconds gone from this game. Nobody able to find the back of the net. Gryphons really the only team that's been able to generate any sort of threatening offense so far. Malo, what do you think? What do you think's going on with Flame? Do you think they're just sort of sizing up their opportunities right now?
Well, it's their first playoff game here. They were in the play-ins, so they got a little bit of playoff experience right now. So I don't think they would necessarily be nervous, but there's no telling how long it would possibly take them to warm up. But yeah, I could see them just sizing up, seeing how this Gryphons team plays, and then kind of go from there. This is a marathon. This isn't a sprint. So you want to make sure you take your time and analyze everything and finish out the series. And of course, you got that smooth buff. And as I say that, Hundo with the snipe right there, getting a goal for the Gryphons. Wow.
Now, unfortunate as Local goes for the infield pass to the teammate, but just Hundo was just there. He was ready for it. He was super quick to the ball, took advantage of it. Caught Flame with their pants down defensively. Nobody back to stop that. And yeah, 1-0 for the Gryphons. Looks like it's going to be 2-0 now, as Hundo going to bang another one through.
Yeah, Necroptic missed that ball off the wall or off the backboard, and that's a tough one to read sometimes. And I don't fault him for that at all. It's a tough one to do, and Hundo with his second goal of the game already.
Yeah, we all miss our defensive touches on the backboard, but this is the Challenger League. You don't have really the room to miss those sorts of touches, because these players are gonna be able to hit an open net probably 95 to 99% of the time, and so you're gonna get punished every time for that one. But 3 minutes left on the clock here. Flame got plenty of time to bring this one back. They just got to get their offense together here and try and get something put on the Gryphons net. They've only got one shot so far to the Gryphons 5, as Gryphons now once again trying to find some passing offense in the defensive zone. Flame gonna send that one out. Local with the touch, putting it mid, but nobody there to pick up the pass, as Full-Time Alcoholic gonna put that one out towards the middle for Hundo. Bangs it on net. MXN making an easy save, putting it into his corner, as Local 50's in the midfield. Over to the other side, Hundo getting it past one. Necroptic off the backboard. Local gonna get beat out by the defense though, but MXN trying to keep the pressure alive for Flame. Necroptic there as well. Up the sidewall, Full-Time Alcoholic bangs it down. MXN gonna put it into Flame's corner, and Hundo there again, dunking out the defense, putting another one through. Now 3-0 in favor of Gryphons.
Good little touch there by Hundo to get it back to the middle. Flame didn't look like they were ready for that and caught out of position. Two in the corner. You never want to see that, especially up in the Challenger League. Like you said, those mistakes, they're costly right here.
Yes, they certainly are. Not to say that they aren't costly in the lower leagues either, but I can say for certain in Nemesis that you can leave a net wide open and it's like flipping a coin whether or not the team's going to score it. But yeah, once you get up to Challenger, Rival, Titan, you can't afford to make those mistakes, especially in postseason, especially
Oh,
against the #1 seed. But MXN coming through for Flame, putting them on the board, getting a little bit of momentum here in the final 2 minutes.
oh man. I know full time wanted that a little bit closer to him there. Hit it a little too hard, got away from him. MXN was able to take advantage of it, and now they're finally on the board 3-1, 142.
And can they score another one in quick succession? That would be optimal for Flame. But with 1 minute and 30 seconds left on the clock, MXN trying to get the bump there on Luisaka. Necroptic putting it up, looking for the double touch, gets it, puts it back out. Local there,
Oh.
trying to get it, but Hundo getting in front of that one, not getting a save for it, but he definitely saved that ball from a possible bar downskis. As the ball's out in the mid, Local trying to get it through the defense. MXN keeping the pressure going for Flame as Local gets a pop backwards, but the Flame third man gonna get beat out by the Gryphons defense. MXN trying to find his teammate in the mid as Luisaka pops it up a little bit awkward there. MX trying to bat it back. The final 60 seconds now upon Flame here, Malo, and they are still down by 2. What do they need to do to get back into this?
Well, I'm noticing they're passing it a little bit more than what they were the first half of the game. Unfortunately, it's just not enough as far as the strength or placement. But that's what they need to do. They need to keep passing it, just make it a little bit more on point here. And then if they get it past, then maybe with a bumper or a demo, they can get a goal and get pretty close to it here with not too many seconds remaining.
Yeah, they need one like now. They need to get back onto that on that kickoff line and try and score another one off the kickoff. Oh, MXN barely saving that shot from full-time alcoholic on the goal line. Very, very close. The final second now upon us as the ball touches. Gryphons going to claim victory at game #1 in this best-of-7 series.
Yeah, yeah, and it's early, right? So Flame, they don't need to get too down yet. They did a good job there. Only about 4 shots less than the Gryphons here, but they did great on defense. That's a good takeaway here. Is they had 4 saves as opposed to the 1 save the Gryphons have. So if the Flame can put on the offense of pressure, then they should be able to get more goals in because it seems like they may be a volume shooter team, which, hey, if you put that pressure on, you're eventually going to make one go through. And game 2, they need to try and do something here.
And we'll see exactly what that something is. Like you said, they were running some pretty good defense there. The rotation's pretty solid. I think they just need to really stay out of their defensive zone. As Gryphons, once they get that offensive pressure rolling, they are a really hard team to stop. And as we start game #2 here, we'll see what Flame's able to come up with as full-time alcoholic going to send that one down. Trying to stick with it. 50s with Locals. Hundo puts it off the backboard. Necroptic with a good touch, sending it off to the corner, away from the pushing Gryphons. Necroptic missing his touch there in the mid, had an opportunity, but not able to do anything with it. Hundo coming off of the backboard. Necroptic almost dunking him out as Local trying to help it out. Gets the second touch. Full-time alcoholic ready for the backboard defense. Luisaka gets the pinch to send that one down into Flame's corner. Hundo with the big dunk on Necroptic there on the sidewall. MXN past one. Good control. Gets a little bit weird flick, but gets it behind full-time alcoholic. We got 2 Flame members up. They get the pinch down, but nothing gonna come from this as Hundo tries to get control. A minute now gone from this game, and we're still seeing a 0-0 scoreline. Pretty similar to what happened in game #1 so far, Malo.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And the Flame, they're doing a little bit better on offense this time compared to the first game there. They do have one more shot, but of course, nothing has went into the goal. They were both saved. So good defense by Gryphons. Right now, we just got to see what the Flame can do to answer back to potentially take game 2.
And with 3 minutes and 30 seconds left on the clock, neither of these teams have scored yet. Game 2 still anybody's to take home as Full-Time Alcoholic gets up, puts the ball into the Flame corner. Necroptic gets it past Lewis Saka. MXN gonna 50 and maintain control of the ball in the mid. Local bumping one to get control of the ball, passing it back to a teammate. Necroptic there for it. Not a lot of juice to follow it as Lewis Saka gonna take it away from him. Lewis Saka with a touch in the mid. Local blocks it, pops it up. Full-Time Alcoholic with the aerial touch up to the teammate off the sidewall. Necroptic getting it past Hundo to clear it away from Flame's defensive zone. Necroptic still with it, putting it out mid, looking for a teammate, but Lewis Saka gonna beat out the offender. Local going up, realizes, oh, that's a tough one right there. As you can see, he realized that he didn't need to stop to get that ball, and then he's just in the back, or he's in the back of his goal, and he can't do anything for the follow-up shot.
Yeah, just you got three opponents coming down to try and score that ball. You don't know who's going to touch that, so you can kind of eliminate a Full-Time Alcoholic up there because he was way above the ball. So it's like, which one of the bottom two is it going to be? And right there, just not in the right position to be able to get it in. And now the Flame, they need to answer quickly, as they do here. MXN turning up the heat for the Flame here, tying it back up. 2:24 remaining.
Ask and ye shall receive, good sir. Just as you say it. Flame coming out. That's what they needed. Now they're building a little bit of momentum here against the Gryphons, as opposed to in game number 1 where they sort of let them get away with the momentum before they were able to find any points on that board. So Flame doing a lot better here in game number 2. Can they maintain this? Can they extend or take the lead, I should say, for the first time in the series? Or are the Gryphons going to break the ice here with 2 minutes left? Which team is going to find the back of the net first? Local gets a 50, trying to put on a lot of pressure. Lewis Saka gets the carry over one. Hundo, down to Hundo. Oh my goodness, what a play past 2 of Flames defenders.
Oh man, one of the things I was going to point out that the Flames were doing, they were doing a lot better on the 50s there, but Hundo, just extra speedy boy there, just able to pass by and beat that last man to score that goal.
That was a commanding play right there to take the lead. Hundo popping it up, gonna have to get it through MXN. He does, but he can't get it past Local. Local's gonna hit it out from the corner. Lewis Saka there, 50s with Necroptic, but Local gets the touch in the midfield. Hundo to bang that one out. Full-Time Alcoholic with a touch off the sidewall. Down to MXN, who 50s in front of the Flame net. Local gonna send that one down. Hundo to send it back. Local back again, having some ping pong go on here in the final 2 minutes. Almost down to the last 60 seconds as Full-Time Alcoholic gonna get his 3rd save and savior medal here. Malo, it's looking not great for the Flame, I gotta say, because the Gryphons defense is doing really good. It looks like their armor is super tight right now.
Yeah, it is, and it looks like they may be doing a little bit better with their boost too, because I noticed quite a bit that the Flames just don't have a lot of boost to work with. Right now I see all 3 of them now have it, but I don't know if it's a boost management issue or a boost starve issue, but that's one thing I've noticed is they don't have a lot of boost to work with the majority of the time.
Yeah, I've definitely noticed that as well, and sometimes that is an absolute killer for your team. But Local trying to use the boost that he did have to get it past 2 of the defenders, got stopped by the second as the ball gets boomed back into the Flames defensive zone. Local gonna try his luck again, but Lewis Saka bounces it off the top of his car. Necroptic having to 50 with him there. It goes in favor of the Gryphons, but Local gonna clear that one out back to the midline. Full-Time Alcoholic trying to get control, but the double commit coming out from the Gryphons there in the final seconds. But I don't think it's going to matter unless Flame's able to get control here and send it all the way down, but the ball's not going to stay up. Gryphons going to be your victors in game number 2.
Oh man, Gryphons did a great job there again. I think they were more or less boost starving the Flame there, more than boost management. But it's hard to tell sometimes in the middle of the action. Flame, they had 6 shots. Gryphons had 5, so they're keeping pace as far as shots are, but they're not doing anything on offense too much because the Gryphons had 5 saves, and it looks like Flame here they're going to take a timeout, and I think it's a good call.
Yeah, it seems to be the trend that I've been seeing during this postseason is usually once a team goes down by 2 games, they go ahead and take that tactical timeout. And so that's exactly what Flames doing. They're technically going to get a 60-second timeout, but it only starts once we enter the next lobby. So most teams play it where that you get a 2-minute, 120-second timeout from 60 seconds from the in-between lobby, and then 60 seconds once we enter this lobby starting now. So yeah, what I'm hoping for here, Malo, is that Smooth just entered the VC and he's like, check me out. Here's a Smooth Brain. And they're going to be like, Savage, let's get it. And then we're going to see not an entirely different Flame, but different enough that they're going to be able to take this next game off the Gryphons. Gryphons are playing fantastic, but I want to see a game 7. I think Flame can take Gryphons to 7, to be honest.
Yeah, absolutely. I think one of the things Smooth could tell him, or at least do in this process, is to, add some fuel to their flame here because they're not being aggressive on offense, and that's what they need to be. I'm hoping that's what Smooth is noticing and telling them, or at least that's what I think that Smooth should be telling them. But it's the Smooth buff. I know we casted a couple of games earlier in the play-ins with Smooth's teams, and they were able to bounce back, if not completely, at least a little bit. So I know that's what we want to see here is Flame bounce back a little bit at least. So we're going to see what they do here as we get underway with Game 3 here shortly.
Yes, we certainly will. We got the players loading up onto the pitch. Game number 3, Gryphons versus Flame. Gryphons up 2-0 in the series. Best of 7, so it's first to 4. Who is going to take game number 3 here? Will it be the Gryphons? Will they extend their lead to 3-0? Or will Flame, close one there. Will Flame be able to pick up their first win of the series and start to build momentum towards a possible Dark Horse victory? As Full-Time Alcoholics up in the corner. MXN flailing a little bit in front of his net, but Necroptic staying strong, getting the save there on Hundo's shot. As Local gonna clear that one out. Luisaka backflips to pop it up. Looked like a bump coming out as Hundo a little bit awkward, but still catches the ball, flicks it past one defender. MXN trying to take control. Full-Time Alcoholic gonna take it away from him, and MXN getting the backflip touch to get that one away from his net, cleared to the side. Hundo trying to keep the pressure strong as Full-Time Alcoholic beats out the defender, putting it back towards the mid, but Local up for it. The touch to MXN to send a booming ball all the way down to Croptic with no juice to try and get an offensive play there. And MXN trying to 50, but Full-Time Alcoholic cleared the ball out. Flame to send it back down. I don't know so far, Malo. 0-0. We've got a minute and a half gone. Flame with 2 shots. Gryphons with 2 shots. I'm thinking Smooth was in there talking to these cats.
Yeah, possibly because they definitely got more aggressive here. As that pinch attempt to get it past the defense wasn't successful. Yeah, I noticed that they immediately picked up the aggression and the way that they tried to be on the offense here. They definitely picked that up in the first minute or so, but then it kind of waned off a little bit. We'll see if they pick it back up.
We will see indeed as Local gonna get control and get it past 1, get it past 2, out of the corner, gets it past 3, but can't find the angle. Bounces off the corner of the post. Unfortunate. As Flame trying to keep a hold of the offensive pressure. MXN no juice to do anything. Tries to get the 50. Full-Time Alcoholic to clear it away fully. into the corner of Flame. Hundo with the shot, Local with the save. None of those things register, but I'm pretty sure that ball was going in. Maybe not. I mean, the angle I was looking at, Malo, that thing was going in. Did you have a different angle on that shot?
Oh no, and I did not. It looked like it was going in, but you know my depth perception and everything is bad, so it's hard to say. But it definitely looked like it from my end too. You know, almost, but you know that only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades. So right now, the Flame, they've brought the heat for this game. They need to continue and see if they can do something here. Otherwise, you know, the Gryphons might be able to sneak one past them again.
Yeah, Flame definitely playing a lot better. They were able to hold a 0-0 scoreline for like the first minute or two in game 1 and game 2, and now we're almost full regulate. Or I mean, we've played 3 minutes and still 0-0. So whatever Flame is doing, it is right. Now they just have to figure out how to sustain a little bit of this offensive pressure and get that shot percentage up. Even though they are keeping up with the Gryphons. Gryphons only outshooting them by 1 at this point. Neither team able to find the back of the net, though. All the shots in the world doesn't matter if none of them go in. Lewis Soccer trying to get it through, has to 50 with the defender. Necroptic up, doesn't beat out the defender, or the offensive push of Gryphons, but Local back makes a good save on the goal line as MXN pushes up, trying to start the offense for his team. Local's up. He might have something here. He does. He's going to bully that one through. He's so wide. He's so big.
Yeah, that was a big. Never mind. I'm not going to say that. But man, yeah, Local went to the gym today, I think, because he definitely pushed that one through. And man, finally, a score on the board. It's the Flame. They're heating up right now. 1-0, 50 seconds remaining.
Yeah, that's, oh my goodness, that was almost a double flip reset. That my heart would have stopped. But yeah, Flame, for the first time in the series, controlling the pace of the game here. And can they keep control as Local gonna get demoed there? MXN stealing the boost, leaving the ball. Necroptic beating out 2 defenders as Luisaka's gonna send this one down. Local trying to play the 50 in the midfield. The ball is still floating in Flame's defensive zone as Necroptic's going to clear it across the midline. Hundo off the backboard, doesn't have a lot of juice to work with, trying to find his teammate on the side wall, MXN, to send that one away. Full-time Alcoholic putting it up the final seconds here. Looks like Flame has done it. Yes, Flame getting the W in game number 3, their first win of the series. They are back in it.
Yeah, that smooth buff proved wonders there, getting the victory for game 3. That's exactly what the Flame needed here to keep hot, and let's see if they do keep hot going into game 4. All of the saves, 10 shots again, with 6 saves for the Flames, 10 shots being for Gryphons. You know, shots, only 6 of them for the Flames, but they made them count. Or at least they made the one count. So, you know, like you said, you could shoot all you want at the goal, but if they're being saved or not going in, it doesn't matter. Eventually, one usually will sneak through, so that's a little surprising for me. But great job by the Flame on defense, and let's see what they do here in Game 4.
I'm thinking that they're going to keep that same momentum going. I mean, they technically have the momentum. If they can just keep that mentality and keep that pressure alive, you know, I think they outshot Gryphons by like 3 shots that game. So if they can keep that going and just keep the Gryphons defense on their toes, then we might be seeing a repeat here. They have a pretty good chance of tying up the series here at the Coliseum. Will they be able to do it? As Luisaka trying to get a shot on net immediately gets dunked out by Local. Full-time Alcoholic out of the corner. Necroptic takes it away from him. Local gonna help it across the midline. He doesn't have enough juice to fully follow it as the ball gets taken away from him. Necroptic also has nothing in the tank. MXN gonna 50 with Luisaka. It's in favor. Oh my goodness. That ball was shot away by Local, but Full-time Alcoholic almost dunked that clear out. That would have been directly in the back of the net, Malo. That would have been disgusting. Yeah,
it would have been. And Full-time Alcoholic, he's been kind of driving all over the field, doing what I think he was probably doing game 1 and game 2, which was grabbing those back boosts and looking for demos and bumps because I noticed that there weren't any back boost there, big boost there for the Flames. So I think that kind of confirms what we may have been seeing in game 1 and game 2. The Gryphons looks like they may be trying to return back to their original plan.
We'll see if it works out for him as MXN in the corner with picks up the big boost, but can't do much with the ball. Necroptic gonna take advantage of it. Can't get the 50 out as the ball gets put up. Full-time Alcoholic with the touch off the backboard. Hundo gonna beat it out, and he's there, but it pops up and away instead of into the net. MX got a little room to work with here, but he's gonna have to 50 with Full-time Alcoholic, who takes it away from him. Necroptic sending that one all the way down. MXN missing his touch to help it along. Necroptic not able to 50 with Hundo. He gets it past him. Hundo taking possession of the ball again, looking for a teammate out mid, but MXN with the defensive stop. And Luisaka can't get the touch he's looking for. This could be a breakaway. Necroptic putting it on. It hits the it hits the pole, but MXN comes in, cleans up the shot from his teammate.
Oh man, and there were some teammate bumps there by the Gryphons trying to rush back there, and I don't blame them. That ball was wide open, or that goal was wide open there, and unable to defend it. And the Flame, they're keeping hot.
Yes, they certainly are, but a little under 3 minutes left on the clock. Will they be able to maintain it, or can the Gryphons get it together and tie us up here? We'll have to see. As Necroptic gets an awkward touch, Luisaka trying to find a teammate in the mid. Full-time Alcoholic getting 50'd by Local. MXN trying to stick with it, but gets bumped off the ball. Luisaka to touch it off the backboard. Hundo trying to clear it to the side for Full-time Alcoholic. He takes it, but immediately gets dunked by Necroptic. As Luisaka puts it to the side, Necroptic there again. MXN off the backboard. Local's up. He's got the shot, but it doesn't go in. Bounces off the corner again. Hundo putting it down. Necroptic doesn't have nothing, gets immediately demoed after making the save. This is dangerous for Flame. Are they able to get it out? The double commit. Oh my goodness, that was so scary for Flame. Necroptic finally able to get that ball cleared out. A close one for Flame there, Malo.
Yeah, it was, and one thing that the Flame have been doing here is they've been picking up the challenges, not giving the Gryphons any room, which is what I think they were probably not doing there for first 2 games. I'm sure that's something Smooth told them about. And yeah, they got real lucky there with that. I shouldn't say lucky. They did a really great job there defending that goal, because man, that was close to going in.
It certainly was. Flame getting let's say a little bit lucky there, as Hundo puts a shot on, and MXN just not enough in the tank, and that Bardowski hurts.
Yeah, the momentum was killed there by MXN. He tried to do it from a standstill, and I think if he was still going just a little bit even, just kind of coasting along there, he would have had an opportunity, but he decided to full stop and try to jump for that, and unfortunately it was just out of his reach.
We once again have a tied ball game, ladies and gentlemen, 1-1 with just over 60 seconds left on the clock. Flame versus Gryphons, game 4. Can Gryphons secure the third win and set themselves up for match point moving into game 5, or is Flame going to tie up the series? We'll have to see in the final seconds here, as Full-time Alcoholic gets a good save. Shot from Flame coming out. Full-time gets it past one in the midfield. Luisaka to 50 and get it through Local. Full-time Alcoholic putting it down in front of the net, but Local is there to clear it to the side. He's got the boost. He's going to stick with it. Can he do something here? Hundo popping it up and away from him past MXN, but Necroptic there in the midfield to send it back. Full-time keeping it away from the Gryphons net. 15 seconds now left on the clock as Hundo takes possession, and it goes through. Oh my goodness.
Full-time Alcoholic just waiting on the ground there for that pass, a pinch potentially. And oh man, great job there by Hundo and Full-time Alcoholic. Fantastic team play.
Holy moly, what a play. Gryphons just coming on strong and saying, yeah, #1 seed, don't forget it. This is why. What a play from them in the final 15 seconds of game number 4. Come out of nowhere, pretty much let Flame think that they were running away with it for the entire 5 minutes, and then boop, psych. Gryphons just took the rug straight out from underneath them. It hurt my heart.
Yeah, yeah, and you look at the stats too here. Like, they were pretty even. Shots and saves were the same for each team. 4 saves, 7 shots, and the assists were there for both teams too. So it was great teamwork. It's just that the Gryphons had one more better play and was able to edge the Flame just one play, and that's all it took.
Yeah, sometimes that's all it takes, and as we just saw, and them's the breaks, and that's how the cookie crumbles, as some would say. But I know Flame is probably, I think Local just went and changed up his car a little bit, trying to keep that mental alive. I know that they're not just going to easily give up. I'm expecting to see probably one of the best games of the series from them right here in game number 5. I truly think that they're going to be able to keep it alive and force the game 6, possibly even the game 7. But it's going to be tough. The Gryphons are warmed up, and it's just a matter of time before these guys just start crack-a-lacking.
Yeah, yeah, but both teams here, they're doing great overall, I think. So we're gonna have to see which one wants it more here. Will the Flame try and crawl back into this, or will the Gryphons just continue the punishment and get take this match point and go into the semifinals?
Local off the backboard,
Oh.
getting the clear through the defender in the midfield as Hundo gets the pinch to send that one all the way back down into Flame's defensive zone. Necroptic with a touch, but can't really follow it too well. No juice. And MXN a little bit awkward here. Full-time Alcoholic keeping the pressure alive for the Gryphons. Local off the backboard. Luisaka's there, gets it almost past Necroptic with a great save. Just barely making that save. Necroptic with a big bang to send that one all the way down, create a little space and breathing room for Flame. Maybe try and get some offensive pressure here as Necroptic's going to turn, and it looks like possibly a misclick there, or maybe he had like a little lag spike or something that was pretty well, it didn't work out for him. But they are still on the drive here. Necroptic coming through with the shot. Luisaka getting the stop though.
Oh.
MX getting in there, and this might be good for Flame as they have a 2v1 here. Luisaka playing some really good defense against Necroptic, and Hundo taking control of the ball, putting it up past 1, past 2, up to the mid, looking for Full-time Alcoholic. It's still dangerous, but Local gonna clear that ball out. It gets stopped in the midfield. Necroptic to help it all the way back down into the side of the Gryphons. And I gotta say, Gryphons are putting on a lot of pressure right now. Flames really gotta start digging in their heels here, Malo.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know they want that one back where they the Gryphons look like they almost triple committed there, and you don't see that too often in Challenger, especially with a missed opportunity there as MXN secures that ball and they were able to squeak by the Gryphons.
And a good way for Flame to start, especially coming off of a loss. They really, really need to control the momentum of this game here if they want to force the game 6. So being the first on the board, I think is exactly what they needed to do. In game 3 when they secured the win, that's what happened. They were the first to get on. So I think that's really going to work out in their favor here. But Griffin showed us in game number 4 that just because they score first doesn't mean that they can't come back, and they don't need but just a little bit of time to make a play. Will Flame be able to secure this win, possibly extend it, or this lead, excuse me, possibly extend it? Or is Gryphons going to make a comeback? Hundo putting it down in the mid. Local with the touch, but it's a little bit awkward. Luisaka with the shot. MXN able to make the stop and get away from the bump slash demo. Necroptic to send that one all the way down as MXN going to get demoed by Luisaka. Necroptic sticking with it, trying to keep the pressure alive. Steals the boost. MXN is there. Nothing to follow with as Hundo gets it past 1. Necroptic makes the save. He's a little bit awkward, but he's secures his secures the ball, and clears it out there. Malo, 2 minutes left on the clock here. Flames still holding the lead, looking good.
Oh, yeah, they're looking good, but oh, that was a little bit scary. MXN with no boost on the goal line and a double commit by the Flame. They got extremely lucky there. I will say that was some luck there, but you know, the Flame, they're keeping the pressure up for the most part, doing a good job, doing some good passes. But not now the Gryphons, they need to do the same thing on offense.
And we know they're possible. Ooh, as Hundo with the shot comes out of the mid, MXN makes the save. And like you pointed out, Malo, Flame, a lot of times, not in just this game, but throughout this whole series, I've noticed that they're very solid at defense with no no boost. Oh my goodness, MXN getting an amazing save, but can't get up there to stop the second shot coming out from the Gryphons. And with just over 60 seconds left, Gryphons now tied us up. This is dangerous, Malo.
Oh man, and if you're the Flame, if you're superstitious and if there's some sort of debuff going on, you might want to start praying or something, whatever you might do to make that debuff go away. But oh man, what an incredible save. Unfortunately, nothing was able to become of it. You know, now the Flame. Oh no, the Flame. Now they got to do something. They're down 2-1. Their season is on the line.
What a fantastic play from the Gryphons there. What was that, a 4-point pass? I mean, Louis Saka and Hundo just exuding chemistry. It's like dripping all over the floor with these guys. That was a great play, a 2v1 on Flame. And yeah, that's a tough position to be in as a defender, and it does not work out for Flame as the final 30 seconds now upon them. They have to find the back of the net. They have to find it now, or their season comes to an end, and Gryphons secure their spot in the semifinals. But no, MXN is not done. Flame not done bringing it back.
I'm a little superstitious now, but oh man, great touch there by MXN to tie this up. 24 seconds remaining. Oh man, what a game. Will we go to OT, or will someone score before the end of regulation?
Looking like we might. Ooh, looking like we might have our first OT of the series, if I had to guess. As both of these teams have opened up the floodgates at this point, and they are just giving it their all. The final 5 seconds now, as Gryphons looking to get one more push. Full-time Alcoholic was there, but the defense from Flame holds strong. Necroptic clearing the ball out, just looking to put it down. Go! Oh no! Oh my goodness! Oh! Flame not able to secure the goal right there at the end, Malo. We've got OT for the first time this series.
Oh, my heart sank there. Holy cow! A Flame. Oh man, I know they gotta catch their breath now. They gotta reset. They gotta do something here if they want to stay in this. This is for all the marbles.
Yes, it certainly is, and that is not looking tasty. MXN trying to get there. Louis Saka with the off the backboard. Hundo trying to get the shot, but has to 50 with Necroptic. Gets another touch. Past one. Full-time Alcoholic popping it up, trying to go for the fake. Does not get it through the defense. Local staying strong, but Louis Saka got control. Puts it back in front of the net. Hundo is there off the backboard. Local with the backboard defense, putting it down and away from the offense. Great job from him as Hundo steals it away, looking for the double, but no MXN there. Denies the shot off the backboard. Local not able to get the touch he's looking for as Louis Saka puts it off the backboard, and Croptic gonna get it out of the Flames defensive zone. And now Flame looking to turn the tables here and generate a little offense as Local puts it up. This could have been something there, but nobody else from Flame looking to go for it as Full-time Alcoholic receives the pass from Louis Saka, easily flipping it over the final defender and securing the win for the #1 seed Gryphons. Congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations indeed for the Gryphons. The Flames did not go without a fight. That was a fantastic series, and you know, the Flame, that last defender there, I don't know who that is. I think that was MXN. You know, with no boost there, and that ball so high. Full-time alcoholic could basically do almost anything with that ball and probably get a goal. So, that was a really tough situation for the Flame at the end there, but they put their heart into it. And congratulations to the Gryphons. You are going to the semifinals.
Yes, congratulations. Unfortunate for Flame, they did what they could. They came up through the play-in bracket and secured the spot here against the number one seed, and thought they were gonna bring it home or at least a little bit closer. But in the end, Gryphons proved to just be a little bit too strong, showing off why they were the number one seed throughout the season. With some great passing plays, some fantastic chemistry from those guys. So best of luck to them moving on as they secure their spot in the semifinals. As we got a bracket, we can throw that up for everybody to see. But that was a pretty good game. I mean, 4-1 Gryphons, Malo, but hey, that was like you said, Flame played their heart out. They did a really good job. It's just, at the end of the night, Gryphons was just a little bit tighter on defense, a little bit, more aggressive in their offensive zone, and that's really what secured the win for them, I think.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And their chemistry is really really good. It looks like so they were able to just outpass and out 50 the Flame here. I think that those were two of the big reasons why the Gryphons were able to outlast and the Flame here. But going forward, the Gryphons going to semifinals. Hellcats they already swept Orbit. We saw that Monday night. So Samurai Venom, they're up next as well as Snowstorm and Wraiths. Snowstorm and Wraiths is actually later on tonight at 10. So we'll see some more Challenger League action later on tonight, and I can't wait to see that as well as the other leagues coming up.
Yeah, speaking of which, the Titan League is what we have next for you, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be going to a short break here, maybe about 10-ish minutes. But when we come back, we're going to have the Titan League for you. We got the number 4 Vanguard versus the number 5 Gravity. It's going to be a fantastic match, one that you don't want to miss. The top of the top, the creme de la creme of players in Nemesis sit up in the Titan League. It's always a blast to watch these guys go ham with each other. So you don't want to miss it. We'll be back in just a few minutes.